these kids were there and they love MrBeast. And she was like, oh, like, I know I did a thing. And boy, like, oh, you
and they've met MrBeast.
And they're just like, oh, have you met MrBeast? She's like, I get you a signature from MrBeast. And like, we don't want a signature. We want money.
And they're like,
$10,000.
give us 10K. Give us 10K.
We want money. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is the fan base. Okay.
Enough fun and games. Getting onto the
meat and two veg.
Bye,
Marat. Okay, well, you look it up. You know more YouTube than I do.
Yeah. Maybe we'll watch a simplified version. But this was interesting to hear, though, a lot of it. Because the first video that came out, which was by, what was his name? Dog Pack. I was slightly, like, not annoyed at the video, but I was annoyed at everyone.
Delivery?
No, nothing about his video. I was annoyed that people had a massive reaction to that because everything I saw on that video, I was like, is that not obvious from every single MrBeast video you've watched?
What is
he talked a lot about MrBeast targeting children with essentially gambling practices. And it's like, have you never watched a fucking MrBeast video? And it was like, this is exactly like, it's so obvious. And then they were talking about fake stuff as well. And it's like, who watched Ludwig watch the video? Yeah, that's probably a better way to do it.
He's right there.
Finally talking about MrBeast.
Ludwig?
We're going to watch Ludwig talking about another guy's video.
Did we just not watch the original?
And then, no, we'll give Ludwig some views. Oh, the other guy that is.
It's just longer. 53. No,
53. Watch. Don't watch Ludwig. Watch it. And then some of the other stuff was like, you know, he spoke about MrBeast faking the videos with like CGI in terms of like, what was the one?
It's obvious. This one where he puts a train in a hole.
Oh, this one was so funny, but I was annoyed because I was like, why does he keep saying all of this is real? Like MrBeast train in a hole.
I thought you were meant to know that it's not real. Like it's so obvious.
This is so fucking obvious.
I mean, I think he did destroy a train.
Yeah, he destroyed a train, but it was like, you can just see this is already CJ.
Not standing next to a train delivering the first.
And then this is fake. No one would believe that this is not what a real hole looks like. But the thing is, it's like, who actually cares about that?
No.
Like, obviously,
he's making fake shows for kids.
People are saying, no, Alex, that's real. What the fuck? Well, the thing is, when you read the comments, no one realizes these are real. That it's fake.
Of quality over quantity.
Yeah. How does a real hole look like? I don't know. Just not like that. He literally blows up the whole planet. But yeah, his audience doesn't care about that. And the first video kind of covered stuff like that. Did you watch the first video?
No,
or am I just giving you a summary? Wow, you want to stay away from the drama.
Wait, but did he fake the giveaway? That's not what he.
So the problem with the giveaways was that he told kids that he was signing their shirts. And then you could see from in the live stream where he was giving away shirts that other people were signing his name on the shirt.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but to be fair, that's not illegal. His name's not MrBeast. If he was signing Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Louis Donaldson. What's his name? Jimmy Donaldson.
But the thing is, I don't, like, obviously that's probably legal.
Well, you shouldn't be selling, like, I mean,
no.
The least you can do is write a signature.
I don't care about that much because I'm like, you're still fucking selling shit merch to kids, telling them they're going to win shit. Like, that's the real problem.
It's an illegal lottery
with this.
Okay, so what's that?
The illegal lottery was the fact that he said you had to buy a shirt to go in the running to win a prize, but he didn't like say it was inconsistent. Like, sometimes he would give out a phone and then sometimes he wouldn't give out a phone, and there was no like obligation that he actually had to give it, and there was no proof that people received the items that they said they won.
Okay.
I think that was the kind of tea with that. And
MrBeast is Childish Gambino. Yes, it's Donald Glover, aka MrBeast.
Yeah, but then the more serious stuff that came out was about putting people in danger for his videos and borderline torture. Who hasn't seen that though with all of MrBeast videos? It's like the first time he did someone locked in solitary confinement. It's like, why were people not talking about that then? Like, who doesn't realize?
Well, no, it's just exploitation.
Exploitation.
It's just like, that's why you're watching the video. You want to see someone being tortured.
Yeah.
Like, that's not. It's not like a we didn't know this was happening. Like
Yeah.
this is the whole premise of the video.
It's so clear. And also, it's like people would often look at the videos, like what was the one? Man stays in house for, I don't know how many days it was, 100.
You met this guy.
Yeah, I met this guy. So I met, where is he? Survive 100 days in the circle, win 500,000. So when I visited MrBeast in North Carolina, I visited this man in this house here. So not who is that?
Different house?
Oh, that's original Chris.
Is that the house you saw?
So this is the house I saw, and this is the man I met. So when I met this man, it was funny. I went to North Carolina, and I probably met MrBeast.
What?
I said original Chris. I met MrBeast quite late at night, like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. And the first thing he said to me, he was like, "Oh, do you want to go see my man in the woods?" And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, "I've got a man in the woods." And I was like, "Oh, sick. Yes, I would love to see this man." So we walked probably like 10 minutes from his warehouse into the woods. And then there was this man in this house that had been dropped. Like, so the house was wonky. I think at the beginning of the video, you see they drop the house they drop it from a crane. So it was a wonky house with like another thing stuck on top of it. So it looked like the Ron Weasley house from Harry Potter. And I think I arrived on like day 40, and he was like pitch black, middle of this field. And then he answered the door, but I could already see day 40. He was gone. He was like so excited to see me. And we came in.
Human interaction.
Yeah. And we came in, and I probably spoke to him for like 3 minutes before Jimmy was like, "Oh, like, okay, let's go." And then the man, you could see, he was like, "Oh, nah, let me show you my beans." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he went and he was just showing me his like bean collection. And then he was like, "Oh, look at the books I've been reading." And he would literally keep doing it and pointing at different things. And I was like, this is so like, yeah, he's dead now, the guy. No, he's not. And it was strange seeing that. And then I was also on the set of 100 boys, 50 guys, 59, 50 guys versus 50 girls, I think it was what it was called. And this one, what was it called? 100 guys, MrBeast.
What?
This one was weird because this was the one where I really realized how strange the whole setup was, just because of the proximity of everyone staying together. And the fact that they had the 2 rooms, and then I think they had to like wheel in a Portaloo for them. But you're literally just shitting in a little box in this circle surrounded by 100 people. And then you have just like a room full of people outside with just cameras. And these are like kids in there, you know?
We're talking about how the crew there was just like sitting there just zooming into people's ears.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They had like cameras controlled by joysticks just
like
zooming in. Yeah, it's literally a zoo. And the thing is, people always say, like the comments always defend it or used to defend it by saying, "Oh no, these people have agreed and you know, signed a thing saying they agree to be in here." But it's like, I could pay someone $100,000 to eat their own shit. Yeah. You know, that doesn't mean it's fine. You know, it's like, but it came out that one of the guys that was filming this, someone said, "I'll do it." So one of the guys that was filming this, the cameraman was like flirting with all the young girls that was in there. So they were literally locked inside this room with a guy who was flirting with them while they were sleep deprived. And like, yeah,
but you all kind of understood that it's exploitative. Like, people didn't watch it and be like, wait a minute. Like,
no, people watch this and don't realize that it's exploitative.
A multi-millionaire paying people to lock themselves in a room is exploitative? Wait a minute. Thanks for bringing this new information to light.
Yeah, but that's what I don't understand is how did people watch this and didn't realize that it is weird behavior.
But I mean, it's also nothing new. Like, this is also how game shows have operated for a very long time. It's just like, this is the whole issue. It's like a spectacle made out of people's exploitation. Like that's been popular since forever.
Yeah. Well, kids don't realize it exactly. Probably because they're all 12. Which is strange. But then in the second video that was released, that was one with more serious allegations that I wasn't aware of. Apparently, a man named Delaware, who I think sexually assaulted someone,
raped an
11-year-old, was then allowed to work, I guess, in MrBeast videos alongside children.
Yeah, that's the fucked bit. I think
that is fucked.
You know, there are laws around hiring sex offenders, and like, I don't think you break it just by hiring a guy who's committed this crime.
No, that's the thing.
I think it's the fact that you're hiring him working with kids. That's where it's relevant.
Yep. And the fact that when he was in one of MrBeast videos, he wore a mask to hide his identity for that reason. And that feels like fucked. That's like you're fully
it's
aware.
Very obvious to everyone around. There's a reason this man's doing this.
Yeah.
Between 1 and 11. Okay, that's
somewhere between 1 and 11. So it could have been worse than 11, is what you're saying. Yeah, but it was weird because we actually met MrBeast. Maybe a month
and a half?
A month before this all came out. He was filming in Australia, and then he wanted me to film a video where I kind of came up with like dangerous ways to open chocolate bars.
Yeah.
So he came over here, but it was really interesting. The whole thing was really weird because it's like other YouTubers I've hung out with. You know, it's you deal with them. You know, but this is like
a giant company.
Yeah, it's like dealing with, I don't know, like, you know, when you're doing an advertisement or something like that, there's a full production crew.
So it's funny because Alex spent like the first maybe like 6 hours of the morning cleaning his garage. You've watched everything, you know what the garage looks like. It's like, it's probably a bit messy and a little bit dangerous. I'm going to like sweep things up, putting everything in a nice spot. And then like the production team comes and one of the people sees it after Alex has slaved away and they're like, no, this is no good. We're going to have to clean this up.
This isn't, they're like, this isn't going to work. So then they were like, then they told me that they were going to clean the whole garage, which I was like, oh, that's cool. I get my garage cleaned for free. So they like cleaned my garage for like 6 hours. They fucking took everything out. And then they also went to Bunnings and they bought fake tools and put them on the wall. And then they got neon lights and they made my garage look like a
TikTok, like this.
Like a gamer room. They put like RGB lights behind the milling machine and they made it glow pink and blue. And I was like, and they were like, yes, this is good. And I was like, this is my garage.
You're collaborating with someone who has an audience. This is what their garage looks like in every video.
Yeah,
and they're like, no. It needs to look more fuckboy.
And then eventually MrBeast arrived. He arrived at like 10:30. And like, honestly, 10:30 p.m. And honestly, MrBeast was fine.
Like actually hanging around with him, he seemed a lot more normal than I expected.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the videos.
Yeah.
So I was kind of expecting to be a bit like stunted and odd, but he was funny.
He was funny. But you also get the feeling that it's like, yeah, he was nice to us, but it's obviously because like, not just because, but we would get kind of like the red carpet treatment and like the way we treat any other YouTuber. And like when I meet another YouTuber, obviously I'm going to be like, okay, best behavior. I'm trying to make an impression, you know?
Yeah. But what was wild is that like we were filming for hours. It was like past midnight. And then after a while, like we were just chilling with MrBeast and Carl in the living room. And then that entire time, the entire crew was sitting outside the house in the cold, just waiting for it to wrap up, and they didn't know what was going to happen. It was kind of just like up to us when we stopped chilling. Then all these people got to go home.
Which is, it's just strange because it's like that level of like you're not really a YouTuber. You're someone with 100
like a giant production company.
Yeah, and you just kind of you just get them to do it, and you move past them, and Does the show get really cold at nights? Yeah. Can we react to the vid? So I haven't released that video yet. It's probably not the best time. I don't know if I will release the video. But it was
so far actually like the hiring a convicted sex offender in an environment where you work with kids.
Any photos of the garage? I do actually have photos of my garage. Let me pull this up.
Send it to the Discord.
Send it to Discord. My garage looked fucking hilarious. Like gamer garage.
Well, let's watch the Legal Eagle video. Actually explains like some.
Maybe we would just watch the Ludwig one.
you watch Legal Eagle?
No, I think he just talks about the experience. When did I?
Okay.
This plan, MrBeast is facing controversy on several different fronts, and all this comes at a terrible time, right when Amazon is investing potentially hundreds of millions of dollars into the Beast games, which is facing its own controversy.
I have a million photos of Kyle. Here we go. I've got a video.
You're the garage. Send it to.
Yeah, I got a video. I'm sending it to the Discord. This is fucking hilarious. You're not ready for what the MrBeast team made my garage look like.
Eagle signal.
Yeah, pull up.
I have to download it and play it on. Okay, so the MrBeast RGB Gamer Garage I Did a Thing collab.
Yep.
This is original I Did a Thing. This is what you should have kept your garage as.
Yep.
Beautiful. Look at the blue
bisexual lighting. To be fair, it kind of just looks like this.
But like all the way your tools were stacked up on the wall, it's like
yeah, it's very
brand
funny.
New.
But also the funniest thing was like obviously it wasn't.
They swept all down here as well.
They swept every corner of my garage. I've never had that. I've seen some bikes in your video. Do you mainly road cycle? Me and Alexa really used to be into mountain biking, but we kind of stopped
I haven't ridden our bikes in a while.
Yeah, but yeah, it was funny. And then obviously the filming finished at like 1 a.m, so everything was just chucked back into my garage.
And now can't find anything.
Now I can't find anything, but that wasn't their fault. I did tell them it was late. I was just like put it back in my garage.
Didn't want to keep them there for that long.
Yeah. Looks like a weird kink garage. Exactly.
I mean, that's what it looked like before they got in as well. To be fair.
Yeah. Very funny.
Yeah.
So what is this about? This is about
the legal.
Okay.
From Feastables to the Beast games, he can do it all. Or can he? An ex-employee is making waves by claiming that everything about MrBeast's empire is fake.
What we did was scripted. Holy shit, this stuff would be easy to pump out.
Have you ever faked a video?
No.
But this train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, Shredder is CGI.
But honestly, who cares?
Who's pointing that out? It's like it's exact. It's so obvious.
Yeah,
that's not the thing, and I'm not even sure if Beast isn't claiming this.
No, he's not. He's saying when the video is, I spent 7 days buried underground. Yes, I think he did probably spend 7 days buried underground. It's like, but also the CG, no, who cares?
That's
like
for fucking kids to get excited about.
Raccoon is a paid actor.
And it doesn't stop there. There are claims that MrBeast's frequent giveaways are actually illegal lotteries, and that MrBeast contests run afoul.
Video volume is low compared to the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Employee may have signed a non-disclosure agreement, which he might be violating by producing his videos. Is he going to be in trouble too? Well, to understand all this, you have to understand who MrBeast is and what a MrBeast video is. Well, MrBeast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, is known for his elaborate and philanthropic videos. His videos often feature massive challenges, expensive stunts, and big giveaways. MrBeast has over 300 million subscribers, and he's expanded his empire to candy bars and cheeseburgers, and will soon host a game show on Amazon Prime. And now an ex-employee claims that MrBeast fakes his videos and runs illegal lotteries. The man who goes by Dogpack404 on Twitter alleged that MrBeast's company engaged in fake giveaways, rigged videos, ran illegal lotteries, and sold fake signatures.
I'm no author, yet I sell thousands of books every single month.
But it fucked it up.
The crazy thing is, I don't write a word.
Though according to
I think though, if you look at anyone, any CEO that hires hundreds and hundreds of people, I think it would be extremely likely that all of those people are exploiting people. They just go through employees, they chuck them out. It's like
it's just capitalism, dude. Like that's what the system's designed to do.
Yeah.
I think that this giant business isn't fucking doing labor violations and exploiting people.
Yeah. And like if he would seriously want to do it the right way, like I think Ludwig actually did do it. Like Ludwig, is it called a co-op or is it like kind of like, it's a worker owned kind of YouTube company.
It's amazing.
Yeah. What people should do.
Appleby, who runs MrBeast's Ideas and Thumbnails team, the man worked for MrBeast for less than a month before he was fired for erratic behavior. But the former worker started a YouTube channel and produced a video alleging that MrBeast runs illegal lotteries.
And obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm just going to show you the law and then show you irrefutable evidence of what's being done, and you can make your own conclusions. The FTC defines a lottery as containing 3 elements.
And here he's mostly correct about the legal elements of a lottery. This varies state by state, but most jurisdictions define a lottery as having 3 elements. Consideration, which is payment to participate, a prize, which must be something of value, and chance, which means that the winner is determined by luck. If all 3 of these elements are present and the lottery is not regulated, it is likely illegal, because lotteries in the United States are exclusively run by the government. Now, this is in contrast to what I'll generally call a contest, which is not based on chance so much as skill or intellect. And that's why it's generally legal to have a prize for a contest, even when there's an entry fee, because it's not based on chance and therefore does not constitute a lottery. Lotteries are distinct from sweepstakes and raffles, which are legal. Sweepstakes are games where a person is chosen randomly to win a prize, and sweepstakes participants
That's illegal.
What? That's weird that that's illegal in America.
Sweepstakes in America.
Because this is legal in Australia. Yeah, because what he's describing is what so common in Australia.
We love gambling.
not give consideration to enter. And we'll talk more about this in a second, but the reason a sweepstakes is generally allowable in the context of buying something to enter is that there is an option to enter the same sweepstakes without a purchase necessary. And a raffle is an activity in which people buy tickets with different numbers, some of which are later chosen to win prizes. It's organized in order to make money for a good social purpose. And raffles are generally only legal when they're conducted by
radios
so
do that
let's go back
all
to the
the
video that
time.
people are claiming is an illegal lottery. During a 2020 live stream, the MrBeast crew sold limited...
Well, they get around it in Australia. It's a very similar law where they do raffles for profit, essentially, but they have to have a certain amount of it going to a charity.
Yep.
But it's like a pretty arbitrary and small amounts. You got all these businesses just making heaps of money off of like giving 5% of it to a deaf kid charity or something.
Yeah.
edition t-shirts that cost $42. The sign in the background says buy a shirt and I'll sign it.
But also
For
just
those of you
about
who are just joining, if you
MrBeast charity, like I think we've talked about it a lot in private, just about the idea of, I don't think charity, especially a large YouTube personality person, you know, incentivizing people to, you know, donate to them so they can plant trees, like that's never going to do anything.
No, but I think he did work with companies, with charities.
He did.
It's not him planting.
He did,
the
but then
trees.
at the same time, it's really hard when you are still selling merch that is made in sweatshops that creates more pollution and puts it in the sea than you're taking out. So it's like
leaning into consumerism to make the money to deal with the effects of it.
To deal with 5% or 0.1% of what you're doing. Like
it's a tricky thing because the charities, on the same hand, they're like very grateful.
Yeah, of course they're grateful.
It's just like a massive PR campaign, a massive audience hitting your like small non-for-profit.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, at best, it's a net neutral thing that he's doing because he's pumping out all this other shit.
Yeah.
Shipping it around the world.
Yeah, but then also he's encouraging all the millions and millions of kids to think, oh, this is how you deal with problems.
Yeah.
You team trees, team C's. I mean, I can't talk about that. I did fucking team C's, team trees.
You did it?
No, I didn't do it. I did some sponsor for it.
you buy one of our limited edition 40 mil special shirts, we're celebrating 40 million subscribers with a really big video, then we will sign that shirt, and some of them will get random prizes like this.
So the parameters of the offer were that a fan buys an autographed t-shirt and they get the possibility of winning a prize. The winners were supposed to be chosen randomly at different intervals, but MrBeast changed the rules of the giveaway midstream.
They would say something like, buy in the next 5 minutes for a chance to win, and then 7 minutes later go, actually, the newest order in 30 seconds is going to win.
Dogpack says that during the 6-hour live stream, MrBeast offered 46 illegal lotteries with a retail value of over $47,000. Now, typically when you review the terms and
He
conditions
worked
of
with
giveaway...
greenwashing charities. The Team C's company was bankrolled by Coca-Cola.
Is
Is that true?
I mean, that's like so many charities. Though. Greenwashing is like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
All these companies, like the world's biggest polluters, pay these companies to kind of get a bit of PR boost. To be like, look, we're not completely destroying the world. We care about like a tiny bit, like 1% of our profits here. Not even 1%.
The new video has hit the Beast Towers. Video exposes that Jake the Viking was fired for stealing money from contestant winners.
I don't know who Jake the Viking is.
He's one of his
Boys.
Yeah,
I think I've seen him before.
I think I met him.
I don't like people who are the Viking.
Let me pause that. I mean, that's kind of interesting.
Like this
We're
one,
gonna go
the first
way
disclaimer
too
you'll
long.
see is the statement, no purchase necessary. That's how you get around the lottery rules. You offer people a way to participate in the sweepstakes without having to purchase anything.
Oh, he's the
now, MrBeast's 6-hour
transphobic
live
guy,
streams
yeah.
look a little sloppy. They're not like the MrBeast videos of today. The full video isn't available anymore, so we don't know whether there was a disclaimer in the video or in the description, but it does look like a purchase was required and there was no free way to enter. So in some jurisdictions, MrBeast probably would have been running an illegal lottery. And if true, he probably wouldn't be alone. This was frankly pretty common on YouTube back in the day. And it's also common for YouTubers to get legal advice later after they become more successful. Remember kids, talk to your lawyer early and often. We can often save you a ton of headache in the future. But not offering a free method of participation is a pitfall that I've seen a lot of YouTubers do when it comes to giveaways or bonuses.
Medical weight
Also,
loss
had
is
if there was a free way,
Why?
then
I
it'll be
mean,
fine.
all of this
Food
stuff like
noise,
pales
because
in
for the-
comparison.
It's so common,
to
in fact-
other issues. Like it's just like
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's illegal what it is, but like who cares?
So one of the bigger things of the part 2 that I forgot to tell you about was the guy that's being interviewed by Dogpack. He did a isolation video that MrBeast didn't release, and the reason MrBeast didn't release it was because he had severe kind of mental health problems during the challenge. And one of the things was because they did not turn off the lights. So they left him in this room and they kept the lights on and they refused to turn them off. And it turns out it's apparently illegal to even do that to terrorists, which obviously USA doesn't care.
Yeah,
they would fucking do that.
Well, you saw in the Channel 5 news video when he got processed through the ICE facility when he crossed the border.
Yeah.
They kept the lights on 20.
Yeah, they don't care.
Like, that's just
But
They're
it's
gonna
obviously,
torture you.
it's like funny that slippery slope of like, the more you do, the bigger you are, and the crazier you make your videos, you feel like, oh, I can get away with doing this now because I want content. So it's like, obviously it's going to be
I
more
got away with it
entertaining for my
before.
video if this man is having a horrible time. That's what people want to see. It's crazy. Someone said, why is that a bad thing? Because you can't sleep. So the man was in there trying to stay in this room for 100 days. And imagine if the lights are on, you have no clocks, and you're attempting to sleep. You can't. It's like, yeah.
Fuck everything.
A very large YouTuber, Captain Sparkles, even admitted to doing the same thing while he was talking about this MrBeast situation.
I will admit to something here that may be past the statute of limitations, but the way that I found out about illegal lotteries to begin with is because I accidentally did one.
You know, if it were me, even if it were super common, I would not admit to breaking the law on camera. But, you know, you do you. That's more work for lawyers
Did
in the
I
future.
do
A lot of private
illegal
companies have got
lottery? No, because mine was free to enter. So I did something where I did a riddle.
Rate of,
No. I did a riddle in my video. Whoever figured out the riddle just won $5,000. And then Froggen ended up figuring out the thing first.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was illegal. If it's fine, it was for free, so it's fine. It was a riddle. Yeah, it's a riddle. It was a riddle, Your Honor.
in trouble for doing the same kind of giveaway. The Department of Justice concluded that the Ironman Triathlon organization conducted an illegal lottery by charging athletes $50 for a chance to compete in its World Championship. So the World Triathlon Corp, which runs Ironman, also encouraged people to pay an additional $50 to purchase memberships in a club that would increase their chances of getting into the championship race. They didn't offer a refund to people whose entries weren't chosen and gave them no future credit towards registration for those that were chosen. And the company ran this promotion for decades between 1983 and 2015. But as a result, the company agreed to forfeit the $2.76 million that they had collected and ceased the lottery practice, though it denied any wrongdoing. Now there is one more interesting wrinkle when it comes to MrBeast potentially engaging in illegal lottery. Now we talked about the different elements of a lottery. You have to have the element of chance, there has to be a prize, but also the people looking to participate in the lottery have to offer consideration. Now consideration for the purposes of lotteries is often construed narrowly. It does not need to include money. If a person has to make an effort to register, this can constitute consideration under the law. So for example, if you pay $42 for a t-shirt in exchange for the chance to win a prize, you've definitely provided consideration. And likewise, if you have to complete a long survey or make several trips to the store, many regulatory authorities also say that you've made a significant effort to get into a lottery. But not everything qualifies as consideration. If you mail a postcard to enter into a contest, the 50-cent postage does not count.
Well, I don't know. Do we have to watch all of it? Probably not. So it's kind of clear what he was doing. I want to ask you, do you think he will, is going to affect him in any way, or he will apologize?
Yeah, I think this is completely up to him, because I feel like he could keep pumping this same shit out, and like it's going to be so many children. Children don't give a shit about what an illegal lottery is. Like I don't think it's going to affect his views. It's just whether he wants to remain credible in the eyes of like anyone who's over 11.
Yeah. So this video was released 8 days ago, and that I think was released after the first kind of drama video came out, which was 2 weeks ago. So yes, it was. And he has 140 million views on it.
It's bigger than his one from a month ago where he gave all the houses.
I bet in his apology he will donate a very large amount of money.
Yeah.
100%.
Or do an illegal lottery.
Yeah. Ludwig said he'll respond after the next video. It will affect Amazon.
Yeah, that's an issue for Amazon because they're paying for like a massive show with him now.
Hassan said MrBeast is too big to fail and he'll just keep going, which is probably right.
Yeah,
I think he could just do it, but I don't.
And the critical mass is there. Like, there's no. Again, like kids don't care about this.
But I think MrBeast cares about
public image,
about public image, but also public relations with other YouTubers. And I think that's a big thing for him because he likes doing these, 50 YouTubers fight, and I don't think he wants people to hate him or cast him aside like some of the other people. Like guy, what's his name? He's a kids creator, Brent Riviera. Brent Riviera. Everyone hates him, but he keeps making videos, and tens of millions of kids watch him. It's like
also MrBeast is such a big enterprise. I think like even a slight decrease in going to seem cataclysmic.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you think YouTubers would even stop? Wouldn't he just pay them? I think bad press, especially when you're a YouTuber, if you're connected with someone that people think, is in the wrong, I don't think people would associate with him. Some people would.
You need to do what Cody Ko did. Ignore it and just do a DJ. You just start DJing.
He still hasn't responded as well.
He didn't have HR or a head of risk. That's amazing. I mean, it's funny because human resources is a bit of a scam anyway. To be like, you don't need a union. The company will take care of your.
Yeah.
It's like, but even not having even that is kind of nuts.
Yeah. Also, his thumbnails.
Yeah, right wing grift. That would be the scary bit.
What?
Right wing grift incoming. Like if he uses this to pivot, and just be like, they're trying to censor me. The Twitter mob are trying to fucking.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he might be mates with Musk, or maybe not. They just seem to talk on Twitter. His thumbnails as well. It's just like it's so bad because obviously we clickbait thumbnails, but it's this level of like, what is the point it looks like a cartoon. None of this looks real. So you click
Again,
on
it's
this
a different
video,
demographic, though.
you know I'm not going to see Mr. Beast getting hit by a train and why is his shirt ripped? You know, it's like who...
But it's different.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah. Also, I'm not allowed to point a gun at myself in a thumbnail. Why is he allowed to point a tank at his head? It's for kids, exactly.
This is going to sound so offensive, but you know what Mr. Beast reminds me of?
What?
Remember when we were in North Korea and we're going through the International Friendship Museum? So, like, this museum that shows all the gifts that all the people around the world gave to the Kim Jong-un in this situation.
Yeah.
And one of them was a portrait done for Kim Jong-un. And it was Kim Jong-un in
Yeah.
a suit of armor, riding a tiger and smoking a cigarette. And the guide was like all like stern-faced, like, "Oh, this is our dear leader, farmer, riding a tiger." And like really serious. And I was watching it and it looked like I was in a parallel universe where some random nerdy kid was just like, "I want to be the king of a country."
Yeah.
And then we're living in that alternate reality.
Yeah.
I feel like this is where we are with Mr. Beast. It's like he's just a guy. He's like the most random guy. And he's like, "I want to be the biggest guy on the internet." And we're living in this alternate reality where there's no like rhyme or reason to it. It's just like this guy made a wish and now we're living in this world where like suddenly Jimmy's the guy.
Yeah. Also, I love it that the face is almost North Korean as well in this way that it's like, if I do exactly this face, you know, it portrays the right thing. He actually did a thing on Twitter, which was really interesting. I don't know how to find it. Maybe someone knows what I'm talking about, but it was like he did a thing. He had a picture of his face smiling and it zoomed in on certain areas and was like, viewers like this. They click when my mouth is open, when teeth are whiter, when eyes, you know, attract viewers' attention here. And it's like, yes, it's called a face. And like, he does this uncomfortable smile in all his things.
I think it's funny. I think that's just confirmation bias.
Yes.
Because that's just how his face looks. Like he does a weird smile. That's his thing. He's, you know, his smiles are really odd. And then because he got big, he's like, "Oh, it must be because I do this freaky thing."
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But then it's funny, you see the other YouTubers do the same face. It's like, why are we doing this fucking face? This isn't a real face. Who cares? It's like, but I think this has created, his videos have created the opposite kind of videos where I've noticed videos popping off that it's like completely unedited. It's like, it looks like the thumbnail is a still. There was one recently, like, I quit my job at MIT and backpacked and had like 20 million views from some random guy just because it was like such an anti Mr. Beast video. He did A/B testing on his thumbnails, opened and closed his mouth. Yeah, it's because no one likes the fucking open mouth. It's so annoying. I'm sure all the way he'll say is the channel got too big and he wasn't able to keep everything in check without taking actual accountability and then donate a bunch of money to sexual assault charity or something.
That's probably what he's going to do.
I feel like that's, can we put
it's
money on that?
It's one of those things when you own a big company, like that is your job. Like you are in trouble for this.
But why? Like, why has he done this? Like, there is nothing wrong. But you hire that many employees that you end up exploiting and you don't pay much. But then at the end of the day, obviously you've got 200 people. You're sinking a lot of money into this. Just don't have that many people. Don't exploit people and make tens of millions of dollars instead of hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's exactly what we're saying, though. It's just it's how the system works. That's the motivation is to make infinite, like more and more money every single time.
It's so weird. Like,
line must go up, Alex.
Yeah, line must go up. I do understand that. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm very excited to see what he says next. Ukulele apology. He lied about the
I apologize with 1,000 ukuleles. I played 1,000 ukuleles at once to apologize.
Yeah, but it's hard because we're obviously talking to the wrong people here because it's like, no, I'm sure a lot of you people aren't Mr. Beast viewers. So, yeah, we should.
Well, I didn't talk to a Mr. Beast viewer. Our friend talked to a Mr. Beast viewer.
Who?
Our friend.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And she was like, I think it was her nephews or these kids were there and they love Mr. Beast. And she was like, oh, like I know I did a thing, and boy, like, oh,
and they've met Mr. Beast,
and they're just like, oh, have you met Mr. Beast? She's like, I get you a signature from Mr. Beast. And like, we don't want a signature, we want money.
And they're
give
like,
$10,000.
give us 10K, give us 10K.
We want money, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is the fan base.
We
this
want
is fucking
money.
Terrifying. Little gremlin children,
little British children, be like, give us money,
give us gold,
give us gold, Mr. Beast. It would be funny having an audience like that. It would be so fucking annoying.
I want money.
I want money. It's like 10 grand? You think you're worth 10 grand, kid? Augustus Gloop, exactly. And then there was another video. I don't know if we should cover it. We've already kind of.
Almost 4 hours.
Should we get to 4? So there was another one, but I was a bit confused by this video, which can someone link me that video? It was like, I think the one that people were talking about was the one where the guy, he worked for Mr. Beast for a bit. The guy stole, maybe someone stole ideas from him and then he didn't pay him.
Oh, you did that.
I didn't do that. The mods did that.
Fuck yeah.
Knew that. Is that the one? Jake the Viking was fired for stealing money from contestant winners. Is that one? Click on that one. What is this one? Why Mr. Beast fired Jake? This has 146 views. This is your own video.
Video camera.
PP legs. This is
but
your
also
video.
like him firing him. That's not drama for him. That is like that's him doing the right thing.
Just closing it. You're like Mr. Beast. You saw that guy's amount of subscribers and you thought, no, I'm removing this. What is this? I work for Mr. Beast. I found like the dog pack. I don't know. I did not like the way his video was presented. I thought, firstly, the content cop. He did a content cop outfit, which was just kind of cringy. Like, I mean, obviously, he can do whatever he wants.
I mean, do something to catch people's attention.
Yeah, but it was just like, do something else. Like, why are you referencing old iDubbbz videos? And then the one thing I did like, but for a really bad reason, was the fact that the guy who was giving all the information, he had a bit of a weird way of talking, which is fine. You know, you're allowed to, because he was like, I think he did stand up or something, but that's fine.
Yeah,
he was just
it's like his moment for fame.
Yeah, and that's fine. He can talk. But the dog pack delivered the closing message of the video next to the other guy, and then he pans back to him, and the other guy starts crying. And I was like, I've never seen a cut like that. Like, this man is traumatized. I'll show you that. I was like, that was weird. It was filmed like Office or Parks and Recs. Like, I felt bad, but I started laughing. Obviously, this man's traumatized. It's fucking horrible, but I've never seen a fucking a cut like that.
Yeah, it made people think the victim was acting.
Yeah, it made people think he was acting. It was just delivered so weirdly.
I wish a philanthropist YouTuber would just give me 10K and not film it.
Here.
At a high level in your company. And while you're responding to that, why not just respond to the allegations of rigging contest videos and selling fake signatures, running illegal lotteries, the dangerous conditions on the set of Beast games. You should address those too. So yeah, just let us know. Okay, that was my interview with former MrBeast employee Jake Weddle. I know he will be coming out with a longer cut of this interview as well as other content. So I just wanted to...
The dude just seemed unwell. But like the guy who was in...
Yeah.
Shout him out, Jake Weddle, top link in the description. I've waited a long time to talk about a lot of this publicly, so thank you for doing what you're doing.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still like it doesn't matter. Like, the delivery is strange, but it's like, no, the guy's still, being severely affected by this and is allowed to tell his story. Yeah. So that was a big criticism of that guy. People were like, no, he's an actor. It's like, people are allowed to be weird, all right?
He's too weird to tell the truth.
Yeah, exactly. People are allowed to be weird. But yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And I wonder how YouTube's going to change as well if MrBeast...
oh my God, then our Boy T series is going to be undisputed.
Our Boy T series?
Yeah.
What are the numbers like? Are we close?
Are we close to T series?
No. We are T series. 271. Alexa, we've got this.
Dude, if he's out,
Alexa,
we're gonna
we are
catch up.
30 million subscribers away from Mr. Beast.
Oh my god, we got to get there.
Oh, we got
We
this.
got to get there.
Although, what if T-Series gets cancelled?
They do illegal lotteries too.
I'm sure they do crazy illegal stuff.
They hired the same guy from Delaware.
Someone said, Bolshevik said the guy being interviewed is a Hassan fan. Yeah. Is that why Hassan was defending him? T-Series is actually very illegal too. They have connections with the Indian mafia. I'm sure every
So do I,
person.
dude.
Yeah.